Thank you, the Phantom Thieves, for following us.
Ooh.
That would be Reese again.
Wait, what? He changed his name again?
No, he's got like 2 or 3 accounts.
Oh, that's why he's legit the man of many names.
Mm-hmm.
Reese, SpaceKitsune, Monospace, Merc's blog, Amatsu Kitsune.
He's also the
Celestial Fox Rin. And what one did you say?
The Phantom Thieves, because he's a filthy
The Phantom
persona
Thieves.
weeaboo.
Freaking 7 names!
Hello everyone, and once again, welcome back to This Just In here at the Nerd Herd UK. I'm Kazu, and to my right, to my right, Scatlink Sean.
You'll get it. Hi guys, Scatlink here.
And just below the both of us is SuperLINKARIO.
Hello, it's me. I'm here.
And we're going to be going over what we're going to do for the week for the Nerd Herd once again, and then wrapping up with some gaming news, banter, and chill. So, first things first, let's go over the relatively important stuff for the Nerd Herd itself. So we're going to have...
Okay, we have someone in chat on me. Rimworld Shopping Channel.
Hello. So, for this week, the Nerd Herd are going to have 2 more streams. Again, Wednesday 8 PM and Friday 8 PM. If you've noticed a pattern, we generally like to start at 8 PM because it means people are done with work and whatever else and are free.
Mainly me.
Mainly Sean.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm holding everybody back.
So,
it's not my fault. I live on pasta.
Mood.
Yeah,
What are you?
Mario.
What are you, a student? So the first thing we have coming up this week is Wednesday, which is our casual night. We are playing Among Us.
There's a fungus among us.
There is a fungus among us. We're going to be playing run of the mill, general Among Us fun. It's going to start at 8. I'm not going to set an end time because I think I'm personally going to be doing the streaming on that one again, and I'll be there. Are either of you two going to be there?
I'll probably be there.
I'm not very good at Among Us. I'll try though.
You got to lie.
Yeah, it's the casual.
I am a terrible
verbal
liar.
deception and mind games.
It is the casual evening for us, so it's just for us to hang out, and Among Us is a fun party
game, not
game. Yeah,
doing any tournament.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for a bit of laugh. There's the new map we can explore. I think is going to be a big part of it.
Oh yeah,
Such
the
a big
airship from
map.
Henry Stickmin.
Yes, the
That is so big.
I think that was Henry Stickmin 4.
I think I know it's from the collection, which is like all of them.
Plus a new segment, depending on the stuff you've done in the previous episodes, which is really clever.
Yeah, and then that wraps up on Wednesday. That's our Wednesday, and then to finish off the week on Friday for our competitive event, we're doing Golf with Friends.
Yes, Golf with Friends.
We've actually discussed about doing golfing with friends quite often, but like in certain friend groups, and it hasn't. We never actually have. We just played it, and since the game has its own score because it's golf, makes sense. So it'll probably be normal ones and not like dunking.
Which is Escapist complex, but we're not friends. Celestial Fox in chat.
God damn it!
Oh yeah, that's the 4th one. Oh wait. Oh, the Escape the Complex is the new episode in the Henry Stickmin collection. That wasn't a Flash game on Newgrounds.
Flash games, man. Those are my history. But yeah, so
technically they still work. Flash is just not updated anymore.
So, yeah, for a quick and cheeky recap, Wednesday is going to be casual Among Us. Friday is competitive golf with friends. I think Sean, you're in charge of that one this week, aren't you?
Oh, what, golfing with friends?
Yes.
Is he?
Am I?
We'll go with yes, because
we'll go with. I mean, if I have to, it will give me a chance to test out my new PC with how. Maybe I can bump it up at 1080p streaming. Who knows? I don't know about 60 frames, 30 frames. It'll probably be a test for me. I'll probably play it safe with 1080p 30, just for the sake of it. I don't want to break breaking
things. It was either between you and me, Sean.
Yeah, it's one of you two because I don't know the game, so it's going to be. I thought we were doing like remote play, aren't we?
The game is so fun.
Ah, right. Okay. I'll have to see if my internet will handle that. Then I might do 720p 30 for the stream, so I can remote play as well.
Yeah, we'll figure that out as we as we get there.
Yeah, because the best thing is with Golf with Friends that it has a hot seat mode, so you can remote play to any number of people that Steam will allow you, as well as your in-game will allow you. And once you do your turn, as long as no one else clicks their button, they go on their turn. Let's just hope that there's not a lot of lagging or latency.
We can hope, we can pray, and get mad at each other
I'm
when
on
there
it,
is.
Nick. I'll sky self-heal as many times as I need to.
So that was quick and painful. But sorry, quick and painless. I'll use the right words in a minute.
Wait, what?
Quick and painless.
I agree.
You mean slow and painful, not quick and painless.
It's fine.
Joking, just joking. Kidding.
And that kind of wraps up what we're doing this week for the Nerd Herd. We're keeping it slow. We don't want to go too fast, too quickly. You know what I mean?
Plus, we've got our own stuff as well.
Exactly. At least you guys do. Imagine having my own stuff.
You stream on your own channel.
Not anymore.
You have been recently.
True, but I'm going to move all that over here.
Fair.
Alright, so next on the list is gaming news and whatnot. So I'm going to go first with a little bit of gaming news that actually honestly killed me when I read it earlier today. So recently the new Destiny 2 raid, Vault of Glass, came out. It's a raid from the original Destiny 1. And the first team to complete it did it in less than 2 hours after the raid released. So like the raid came out, the patch came out, got updated. Less than 2 hours later, boom, someone had finished. A team of 6 had finished it.
Wow.
The second team finished it in 2:25, I think. I'll have to check the exact numbers. Only shows 5 people, ironically.
I'm surprised.
Because... I'm getting it up now. Yeah, the first team did it in 1 hour, 43 minutes and 55 seconds from launch. Yeah. Second team did it in like 2:24. So 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Slower.
Yeah.
Yep.
They only... That leaderboard point only showed 5 people for a good half an hour plus, or even longer, because one of them got banned for having a racist username.
Oh God. Yeah, that's not good.
When will people learn?
And they're like the senior community manager for Bungie explicitly came out and was like, yeah, this is against terms of service. He's getting banned. If when you see anyone else like this, please report this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
no special honours for being one of the first people for knocking out the latest update.
Yeah, so not only did he speedrun the new raid, he spedrun getting an account ban.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Right, that was the first bit of news for myself today. That
I can't believe that... Sorry.
Carry on. What are you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, I still can't believe that there was actually a speedrunning category for getting banned on PlayStation Network on a PS3.
One of my favourite speedruns is getting banned from Yandere dev. Yandere Sim.
Oh.
So Yandere Sim's Discord, the guy who makes the game and runs the Discord, is renowned for banning people on a whim. So there is a speedrunning category where you speedrun getting banned from the Discord. I think the world record's like less than a minute. It's easy.
Oh wow, a minute.
which is great. So you join, it's literally
that's
less than a minute from joining a Discord. It's boom, banned.
Just because of your name, yeah, it's all because of names and stuff.
I mean, you can't offend people, and that's why the rules are in place.
To be very honest, I mean, if you've got an offensive name, you join the Discord, that is going to be immediate, isn't it? So it doesn't really surprise me, to be honest.
No, because 99% of Discords aren't moderated by bots, so it's literally you go on, you start pinging
like human beings behind everything that actually make the Discord server.
The trick is,
so they would have to see it, and they'll be like, "No, that's not right." Yay!
The speedrun trick is you join, spam at everyone multiple times until someone notices your horribly offensive nickname, and then you get banned.
Yep.
It's Gigabrain.
Or you just get kicked because you're spamming. Yeah, there was also a speedrunning thing. I don't know why we're talking about this, but it also occurred to me that there was a speedrunning thing for getting banned from Club Penguin. That you
Oh
can't
god,
do
yeah.
anymore. And it's immediate. It is absolutely immediate. It's hilarious. It's like just type in something offensive, bang, done.
Yeah, Club Penguin don't
You gotta
exist
have the
anymore.
fingers.
I love
Club
banned from Club Penguin speedruns. They're great. They're like unironically funny.
What word are they gonna type in today?
It's usually the N word, which we can't say.
Actually,
We're
I
We're
remember
not
playing
gonna
Club
say.
Penguin all those years ago, right? And I typed in my obviously username, it's like SuperLINKARIO. They instantly thought I was a dude and wanted to go out with me. And stuff. I said I am a dude. I am a girl, you know.
You're a
I'm female.
dudette.
I'm a dudette, yes. And they immediately, like this entire time, they thought I was a man. And as soon as I said, because this
I am a
obviously
madam.
this other Club Penguin obviously has a man's name or a boy's name or whatever. And as soon as I said I am female or a girl, they immediately just blocked me and unfriended me. I thought, just because I'm female doesn't mean you have to unfriend me. The dude was trying to date.
Thought they walked into a trap.
Clipped by the
think-
thought patrol.
Alfonso!
I apologise.
Just
I
because
had
they
to
thought I
say
was a
that.
dude. People shouldn't assume people's gender just because of a name. They should just say them or they until they can determine, are you actually female or are you male?
Most people don't work like that, unfortunately. It's a shame.
I know.
So, before we get sidetracked even further into Club Penguin speedrun bans and...
Thing is, it's all females living in a
I
man's
brought it up.
world, really.
and gender politics that none of us are really qualified to go into any more depth on. Let's be real.
We are not therapists.
Sean, what's your first bit of gaming news?
Okay, then. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid has Ryu and Chun-Li appearing in roughly a day or two.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah, I saw them 2 days ago,
so
last night.
hyped.
So I got mixed up.
Ah,
I believe they're gonna have either the like it how Ryu is in Smash. He's gonna have his usual moveset because obviously tournament fighter. But you can also use the moveset for that or the button combinations that Power Rangers Battle for the Grid actually uses. Same with Chun-Li, who didn't even get into Smash. So that's quite awesome. And
So,
they have their, official morphers with their official coins from the Legacy War trailer that Jason David Frank pops in as well for the thing. They got the actor or Ryu from the what's it called, the Legendary Smashdown or whatever, where they did the versus thing. That's the same actors.
oh, cool. I can kind of I think this is I can't confirm, but I think the engine that's used to make Street Fighter 5 is the same engine that's used for Battle for the Grid.
But they both made in Unity.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it was an easier port, and they just had to design
Adjust the
slash
inputs,
port the
yeah.
costume over from adjust the inputs, yeah.
But
And obviously, because they actually had official morph suits, the crossover was really easy to make.
yeah, I'm hella hyped for this.
You can play them unmorphed as well. They've given them
They're giving them like a class of '93 costume for both of them.
Yeah, even though that if they did actually go to Angel Grove School at that at the ages they are, they'll pretty much be like the oldest people in school.
How do you do, fellow kids? You know the
As
meme.
you get hit by their rock hard feet.
Imagine trying to escape detention only to get like your teacher flying across the room going "Tatsumaki-san Pyukak!" Or whatever.
Sure you can.
Or whatever, yeah.
Just
Or
right through the roof.
whatever other Japanese words he fancies throwing at you at the time.
Nani.
Well, I'm actually so excited.
He doesn't understand anything in class, Nani.
Chotomate. But no, I'm so excited because it's not part of the season pass, is it? It's a separate DLC pack.
It's its own separate thing, yeah.
Oh,
And it's also the latest one.
I watched the gameplay trailer for both a couple of days ago, and Chun-Li has off the grounds that are airborne, so we have Marvel mechanics.
Yeah.
It's her stomps. The first one bounces you off the ground if you're laying prone, and the combo count and the juggle state is right, so you can do that and into air legs, which is which is how we wish Chun-Li played in Street Fighter 5.
The Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, including Street Fighter characters, is better than Street Fighter.
Oh no, it's not better than Street Fighter 5 because my boy.
In that particular instance,
I can kind of double back into some more fighting game news because this is what I do. This is my shtick.
I thought you would like the news, so
Street Fighter 5 had a balance patch this week actually.
I'm just gonna pop morph next to the helmet.
The main things that were adjusted in the balance patch is Nash is playable now because they buffed the hell out of almost everything again. They buffed Ken, so you don't have to use his run cancel stuff. And the important part is they killed the infinite combo.
I'm not very versed in Street Fighter. You'll have to explain it.
So on release, Dan Hibiki, the original joke character. I say he's an original joke character. He comes from He's a mimic. He's a piss take of SNK's Ryo.
King of Fighters?
Yeah, King of Fighters. There's a character called Ryo who's based on a mix of Ken and Ryu.
Ryu and Ken are pretty much similar anyway.
Yeah, but as in
They're like the player 1, player 2.
Yeah. But Ryo is based on a mix of the two.
Okay.
And then Dan is based on him. So it's like a you copied my stick, I'll copy the stick you copied from me. And then they intentionally made Dan bad. For example, his fireball.
I'm so confused.
Exactly, his fireball doesn't even go half screen. It stops about 3 paces away from him.
Then why would you use it unless it's stronger than anything he has?
It was part of his infinite combo.
Okay then.
So because of in Street Fighter 5, there's the V skill system, which is like a special input that does different things for each character. One of Dan's V skills allowed you to cancel any standard or special move into a taunt, which, if you were quick enough, could then be cancelled into a different standard or special move.
So you just go whack taunt, whack taunt.
Do you see where this is going?
Yes. Also, hi Meryl in chat.
Meryl.
Hi Meryl.
Meryl.
So we
have purposely trained him wrong as a joke.
As a joke, yes. Welcome to Dan Hibiki. And so there was a corner loop. If you set up the right spacing in the corner, you could infinitely combo normal moves into Hadouken, into normal moves into Hadouken, repeatedly until they died.
Yeah, that's unfair.
Except that the execution was harder than most combos in Street Fighter 4, which is which was an incredibly hard game in comparison.
If you actually do so it's really easy to mess up the infinite combo, in which case you could get easily punished.
Oh no, it's safe if you whiff because you're plus the entire time.
Okay, so the inputs are tough, but if you whiff, you can easily pick it back up.
No, it's picking up. So if you set up the infinite combo and then drop it, you're in a position where you're still it's still your turn, as it were. So you can still put pressure on your opponent. I think a couple of times I've seen it. They'll be mid-infinite combo. They'll drop it, and they'll immediately go into a light knee. Dan's got a hop knee attack that the infinite combo spaces you for to make it safe on block. So to nerf that, they gave Dan's Hadouken RNG.
What do you mean RNG?
As in random number.
Damage output?
No. There's a
size?
No. Let me explain. I think it's like a 13% chance that whenever you throw a Hadouken, you get a pink Hadouken instead.
It's a color change.
Except which does a little bit more damage, hits twice, and always knocks down.
Okay,
which means
so
you can't combo off. Yeah,
it's a super. Oh, so they put that random number in to break the chain, as it were.
Mm-hmm. So now you can do the loop, but the more you do it, the more likely you are to just get a pink fireball.
Yeah.
And get a hard knockdown, and then have to mix up again and lose.
Yeah, then you're like, shit.
So you can't. So they killed the infinite combo by buffing Dan.
Yeah.
Which is,
funnily enough, you could be close to finishing, and then you get that double hit explosion knockdown, and that will be enough to kill.
Yeah, which is enough. it's a buff that has moved Dan down the tier list. Because he was mid tier because
Here's a buff. Get down.
It's a buff because in every other situation aside from the loop, it's better than your normal fireball.
Yeah, like in all regards, but because of the technique that the original was associated with, it's moved it down the tier list.
Yeah,
because you can't rely on it all the time.
Because
Dan, you know how to do it.
Dan has lost the loop. He's gone down until people can figure out more better damage with him. That's enough of my fighting game. Jibber jabber jibbity jabber.
Jibber jabber. Fighting game funny.
Georgina, your turn. What gaming news can you bring us from the gamosphere?
I've got a couple of things that I had. Where are they?
Gamesphere, isn't that the knockoff Xbox that they used in South Park?
I don't know. I've not watched South Park.
Well, I've got a couple of things, hardware related and stuff. So, I've got the first one here. It says wait, where is it? Right, Nvidia may release the RTX 3080 Ti and the RTX 3070 Ti a week apart, starting June the 3rd.
So that is in a couple of months' time.
Yeah. So yeah, it says.
I'm not sure what I think about that.
It's quite a good, decent graphics card by the sounds of it. I mean, it's.
I think it's the latest in the line.
But it says here it is.
It's one of the few.
One more chance to purchase a high-end Nvidia RTX 30 series GPU at MSRP. At least it's what the rumor mill says. The RTX 3080 Ti will arrive the June 3rd, and the RTX 3070 Ti will follow June the 10th. Nvidia has confirmed neither car directly, but WCCF Tech claims to have information pertaining to the release of both rumored 30 series cards and cities. Our sites, yep, those two release dates. The dates also tally with previous rumours and suggest the same timeline. So,
sounds like it's got some reliable sources behind it.
So, pending the last-minute shake-up, it sounds as though we'll see cards make an appearance around Computex, which kicks off 1st of June.
I know that there was like a lot of supply issues recently with processors, both in like computer processors and graphics cards in general. Because I mean, everyone warned me don't build a PC, but I got this with a Nvidia GeForce 1660 RTX for pretty cheap actually, which kind of shocked me.
Yeah, it's a I think it's like a microprocessor shortage in China has led to a huge knock-on effect of a lot of graphics cards and processors becoming harder to get a hold of because there's not enough resources to make enough of them.
Yeah.
Which has led to partially I think that's related to the shortages of PS5s, as well as graphics cards in processor issues.
That is actually a perfect segue to PS5 as well, because apparently, going back into the rumor mill, there have been talks that in order to get PS5s a little bit more easily managed, they're already redesigning the PS5 so it is easier. Similar to how after the Xbox 360 came out and they had a failure rate of like 50% of everything, Red Ring of Death, you know the story.
Yeah.
Well documented back in 2006. They redesigned it, and then we have the slim model, which is the black one with the line-ish curve, and that's what one we have. And it was smaller and more reliable, and it was the same hardware effectively. They just miniaturized it and took all the guff out that they didn't need because it was brand new, and they had to compact it all, and that was causing problems. So they might be doing that early with the PS5.
Well, because they already had the digital version, didn't they?
Yeah, that's without the little bulbous curve
for the disc drive
type slot.
But I can see why they would stagger the release of the two graphics cards, mostly so that like the demand for either wouldn't overwhelm like shop fronts and suppliers and everyone in between.
Yeah.
I can see the logic behind it. If they're some of the I know Nvidia's been messing with protecting their graphics cards from being used for crypto mining.
Oh yes, that's a thing. That's how cryptocurrency is made.
At a firmware level.
Okay, so you just update the firmware and it just blocks it.
No, it comes like preloaded, like so that firmware is already on there, which hopefully is to make the graphics cards less lucrative to miners for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because that might also be another reason for shortages. Because with all this other cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin, because now you've got like BitShark or something. I don't know. I've heard that name being chucked around recently. Yeah, with all these graphics cards trying to suck power and mine for all this cryptocurrency, that might be another reason why there's graphics cards are hard to come by, because people are like, oh, I'm just going to have like a rig with 10 graphics cards plugged in. I'm just going to make millions.
Oh yeah, and before China stepped in and hang on.
Pepsi break. Not sponsored.
Bepis break. I'm not sponsored, but the shirt, the old school.
Yeah, I knew that was your Pepsi shirt.
The old school. Yeah.
I should have been a rebel and put on the Coca-Cola shirt.
How fucking dare you? This is a Pepsi.
I don't even drink
This is a
Coca-Cola.
Pepsi household.
I am a Pepsi man.
Pepsi man.
That was unintentional.
That was
I'm
great.
White Ranger all the way, baby.
White Ranger all the way.
Just gonna squint for a second, just because I can.
Helmet and the morpher right here, man.
I know. I'm still squinting.
Okay, I've got another piece of news. Are we done? We're not done talking about this.
No. China recently put in, I think it's like a law against like mass crypto mining or something. I'll do a cheeky Google.
Cheeky Google.
China cryptocurrency. Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah,
that wouldn't outlaw it from there, but that's not a worldwide thing.
China cracks down, forces crypto mining operations to end operations. Yeah, so China itself banned crypto exchanges and Bitcoin trading and mining and stuff in the country. So that's going to end up moving either like just shutting down because whoever was running it is going to be like no longer lucrative, or they're going to move overseas. I know at least two miners in that article that I was looking at are planning on moving to the US. Just to carry on because it's that lucrative. That it's
worth the move.
Their image showed a rig of around like 500 graphics cards, all top end.
That's basically xCloud.
Mm-hmm. That's like the kind of power these guys are taking and shoving together just to mine internet money.
Yeah, you're making it annoying for us, like, gamers just to have a good time on our PCs. Stop mining and being greedy. You've got 500, leave it.
We gamers are the most repressed of people.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry, SuperLINKARIO, this is actually a perfect segue. Can we just talk about the ridiculousness of Scalpers recently? It is getting out of hand. With graphics cards, as you mentioned, because people obviously want that, or they buy it to sell it off at higher prices. It's always been happening with Amiibo, and now we've got this bloody Zelda Amiibo that is already pretty much quite dubious and controversial with what's tied behind it.
I was hoping to talk about that, but never mind. I did say...
I haven't mentioned what it is. You can mention about that. This is just part of the group of the thing of like stuff being scalped, because, I mean... it was also with PS5s as well, like 5 times the price, because... as going back from the previous conversation with low supply, anything that does come through, people buy it and then they sell it off for like 3 to 5 times the price. And little Jimmy, I don't know why I always keep pointing out little Jimmy, he wants stuff and poor bless him, he can't have anything because these scalpers are like freaking bumping up the price somewhat astronomical, and poor Jimmy's mum has to make the hard decisions, and that's not fair. So
yeah, there's been a similar case alongside of this, where again back to America. Here we go. Walmart have had to stop stocking trading cards like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon.
Yep.
Because
Blame Logan Paul for that because he kept opening original packs for Charizards because they sell for like millions,
No,
especially if they're new graded.
When I don't know when that was a thing when he was doing that.
Well, it's because everyone saw him do it, so everyone else was doing it, and they want the cards that badly.
That would make
they're putting retailers at risk.
That would make sense if retailers were selling the original set.
Well, yeah, but when people want to get all the new packs, they want to do. Oh, I want to do unboxing videos, and they take the whole bloody stock of the new stuff because it's readily available.
It's a mess. That's what it is.
I think that's where it stemmed from, though.
It could
because I was watching Pro Jared do his Pokemon Trading Card Game 2 Let's Play, and he wanted to do unboxings, but he couldn't, and then he told that story, and that's where I've got that from.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is definitely a thing.
It is disgusting on what it is, though, because it's like you just can't buy any of these cards, and then they've stopped stocking them because the retailers are getting threatened by these people, so it's not right.
As said in chat, I can't wait for Scalpers to hoard quality of life updates.
Oh god, please no. A quality of life update would be no Scalpers. How would that work? It'd be a contradiction. It'd be a paradox.
Nani? SuperLINKARIO, you have any more news to share?
Yeah, I have one more sort of hardware related. Somehow the world's largest hard drive can now rival the SSD speeds. So basically what they've said about this is that the Seagate has unveiled the fastest hard drive known to man, a 14 terabyte, yeah, you heard me, 14 terabyte behemoth of spinning platters that can rival some SSDs in the raw transfer speed race. Before you Chia pets get too excited about the possibility of making your crypto fortune off the back of the ludicrously speedy new hard drive, the new Seagate Mac .2 Exos 2X14 is only getting close to the sustained transfer speeds of SATA-based SSDs, and mainstream ones at that. So yeah, continues to say, yeah.
It's Seagate. Seagate do a bunch of stupid stuff when it comes to storage devices anyway.
I do have two 1 terabyte external hard drives, so they are pretty quick.
Yes.
The current external is a Seagate.
Seagate are really good in that kind of regard, and I'm wholly unsurprised that it is Seagate that have gone, we've built a hard drive to rival SSDs, because that sounds like a thing Seagate would do, like 100%.
It's not only rivaling the speed, but did you hear the amount of storage on it? 14 terabytes.
14, yeah.
I saw another tweet about the storage itself. Apparently, they've used some new writing mechanic algorithm or something, so how it writes data, and it's like quadrupled the amount of data you could store on it, and it has no adverse effects. So, and apparently that because it's all more compressed, just finer movements of the needle is able to read data a lot more quicker, which might lead to the quicker reading speed as well. So it's like
knowing Seagate, they've also just slapped a bunch more discs in at the same time.
Yes, it takes 2 slots, but you get more memory than 2. I would love a 14 terabyte storage device. That'd be freaking punk.
That's a hard drive, not an SSD. That's cool.
Yeah.
It continues to say, but still, the fact that Seagate dual actuator tech is able to be mentioned in the same breath as a solid state drive just highlights how effective that is. Maybe the consoles moved to SSDs a generation too early. Ha, silly consoles.
No,
as the 14 terabyte capacity might have hinted at, the new hard drive is aimed squarely at the data center crowded, and certainly isn't something you can just pop into a micro center and pick up on a whim. But hey, it's still the fastest hard drive in the world, and that's got to count for something, right?
Not yet, though.
What?
I see that. I see that microphone. Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me. I did not see that coming.
I had it ready and everything.
Okay.
It also
But yeah,
won't-
storage is getting like so needed these days because it's like things are getting bigger. I mean, the PS5 you have to install the games. Obviously, they won't fit on a Blu-ray disc drive, so the disc drive is basically so you have the game physically. Just like back in the old days with PC games, you pop the disc in and you have to install it to your hard drive in order to play it, but you still need the disc in there to play it. So it uncompresses it onto the hard drive. That's how consoles are now operating because Blu-ray drives. I mean, that's how. What was it? A Final Fantasy VII remake on the PS4. You had to put in 2 discs to install it on a PS4, just to install it. So you still had it physically, but you had to put it on the system. So big storage devices like that probably will be coming sooner than they say, but that's once it's actually more into the future, like 10 years perhaps.
All right, we're gonna pivot a bit towards a bit more upsetting news and a bit more downhearted and somber, with the passing of the author of Berserk on May the.
I think I saw that on Twitter, but I'm obviously not up to speed on what he's done. Was he not? This is more. Didn't someone who made manga pass away as well? Was that the same guy?
This is the same guy. Kentaro Miura was the mangaka behind Berserk, which is a very popular manga series, both in Japan and like around the world. He passed on May the 6th, but it was only recently announced. And
don't want to publicise it immediately after it happens. It's got to give the family some time.
Yeah, I believe. I think I want to say Japanese culture is like that. As it's very. Yeah, Japanese culture is very like honoured to the family and to those who have passed. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Berserk influenced a lot. Like I mean a lot. I think for me the one I can explicitly point out. Yeah, that was mentioned by I think it's Miyazaki.
Miyazaki, that sounds familiar.
Hidetaka Miyazaki, who is one of the designers for Dark Souls. He explicitly pointed out. He explicitly he explicitly pointed out Berserk as a huge inspiration for the series of Dark Souls.
Okay.
So I can feel that. You're probably thinking of.
I'm thinking of the artist.
Studio Ghibli. Hayao, the animator Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki. That's what I'm thinking of. That's when I first heard that name. I'm like.
Yeah, you've got that's
Hayao
Miyazaki. I've butchered the pronunciation because I can't speak Japanese. And then there's Hidetaka Miyazaki, which is Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
I'm guessing it was mostly the influence when it comes to maybe like the boss battle.
The boss, the boss is like Artorias. If I grab a cheeky image from Google.
Oh, here we go. Is this actually our first transition?
No, I'm just going to slap it on top of our cameras. I'm not. Just like if I.
Yeah, cut my face off or something.
Oh, just put it in like one of the gaps.
Like if I find. Yeah, like let me just download that quickly and slap that over the top. Give me a second. Hopefully that's popped up in there. Can you? Why does it do this? Downloads, man. It has vanished wherever that saved it again.
Oh no!
But alas, where did you fucking save it, PC? What have you done? This PC. Okay.
Do a search and then type in the file name.
Can I just drag that in?
Windows search.
There we go. I can just drag it in. Easy. I'm gonna.
There we go.
This here is Knight.
I'm
just gonna chuck it under there. That's Knight Artorias, and he is very clearly influenced by. This guy.
I was gonna say, There you go.
You know,
bypassed me.
let me grab that and chuck that on the other side.
You want me to cut that bit out?
No, it's fine.
Fair.
Like, it's not one of our streams. Okay, it's not letting me do that one for some reason.
You can leave it there, actually.
There we go. Like, you can see the inspiration from the one on the left. Like, that's Guts, who's the main character of Berserk, or one of them. You could see the inspiration. Like, you could see how this guy's design has very clearly influenced this guy.
I can't see it, actually.
Like,
Little one details here and there.
Like the armor style, the stance,
No, the stance definitely.
the weapon style, like how they fight, for one.
Actually, yeah, you're right. The weapon is the same weapon. It's just a little bit more, beat up and jagged.
Yeah, so I'm gonna remove those, and move on to the other slightly somber bit of news, and that is John Finch, or just Finch, who's a pro caster for Smite, commentated the Smite Pro League.
Oh. Okay.
He passed away this week, just gone. And the Smite Pro League is taking a break so that the staff, the players, and Finch's family can process everything that's happened.
Yeah, it seems fair. You can't really go on with the tournaments and all that without the person who, talked about the tournament.
Yeah. Which...
Been working with him for years is going to mess everybody up.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. May they both rest in peace. And then let's bring it back to a good note. Let's not get too upset. Let's bring it back to a good note. What other news have we got on the docket, on the list?
Should I go first? Should we bring it back up with my news and then get back into the slight salt and controversy with SuperLINKARIO's bit?
Go for it.
All right.
Well, I wasn't quite sure because I've got Final Fantasy news as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was related to the Berserk writer.
Oh, you talked about that.
Kentaro Miura, yeah. So, Sean, your news.
So, something that we thought was dead and gone, but now is actually back. Rumoured at least, because things can change, so let's not get our hopes up too much. But, hopeful news at least, E3's coming back 2021.
Oh,
so,
yeah! I love me some E3.
I was waiting for some sort of reaction.
Some of the rumors I've already heard for E3 are so good. Like, the one that Space posted, like a PlayStation exclusive, Dark Souls inspired Final Fantasy game, which
is this going to be better than Dissidia NT?
It's Dark Souls inspired. It's a different genre. Not gonna lie, I would actually kill for like a Dissidia or Dissidia Duodecim port for PS4 or 5.
Yeah, just I don't mind if they use the graphics for NT, but the way that they handled NT was bad. I never touched the demo since I had my initial play. But yeah, so people coming in for their premieres and showcase and all that. Obviously, Nintendo, they'll probably do their usual E3 presentation direct, because they've actually been doing directs again now. They've also stopped that for a whole year. I wonder why. Yep, Xbox, obviously. I think they're teaming up with Bethesda, because they recently brought them out. So
Microsoft bought Bethesda, yeah. A lot of different outlets are like, oh, that means Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be Xbox exclusive. But even though Bethesda have in the past gone... Starfield will be, or I think it's called Starfield, whatever their space RPG is. Yeah, just
because you buy like a company outright doesn't mean that they go full first party, unless 100% of the company's been brought, and that is part of the contract.
Let me
because that's what happened with Rare.
Let me finish for a second here, okay?
Sorry.
So they're like Elder Scrolls 6 won't be exclusive, but Starfield and anything else we make will be. Or at least, like, that's how they explained it. Which was a yikes. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a bad move because Bethesda has a lot of followings on a lot of different consoles. And now, like, making Elder Scrolls 6 not exclusive is the best bet for the game.
Yeah,
because
if anyone's played the previous game, they want to play the next one.
I mean, that would matter if the Elder Scrolls had any kind of chronological sense to them anyway.
No, it's like Final Fantasy. They're not really connected. It's just the next one in the series, unless it's specified, like for the after years or 13-2, 13 Lightning Returns. Which
13 Lightning
3,
Returns doesn't exist. It does, but we. Or
I was initially intrigued, but I never finished it. I lost focus.
It's an ARPG in a series of turn-based RPGs. I wonder why. It's like that's why I lost interest in the 7 remake, because it's an action game. If I wanted to play an action game, I'd go and play like.
Well, Tetsuya Nomura was behind it, and you know what he's famous for. And it triggers him.
Kingdom Hearts.
So bad.
Fucking
that thing over there.
We Kingdom Weebs. I'm not.
The data. Zora is basically Kingdom Hearts Dark Souls. Don't at me. Actually, the data fights come really close to that because they really piss me off. But anyways, digressing. We're going to segue into an immediate other digress because I see Ubisoft on here, and I know there's probably going to be something Assassin's Creed related. I would hope to see.
It's been nearly a year since we had an Assassin's Creed game, which means we're going to get another one in like a year.
But they could also announce something else about Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, because the remake, because they chucked that up during the Game Awards last year. It's been delayed twice now. It's put my plans for the original Sands of Time off the road because I didn't know if I wanted to do the remake or not. And for the love of God, please, a new 3D Rayman game. No rabbits. Give me Rayman 4.
That ain't happening. Because...
It was teased in Rayman 3. I want my Rayman 4. I saw the previews for Rayman Raving Rabbids, but it was called Rayman 4 back then, and you were punching those things to living hell. You were riding a big spider through the forest, and then it just became a minigame compilation, and I died inside multiple times.
How do you think I feel? My favourite Rayman game is Rayman M.
Rayman M. That's the fight.
That's the racing one.
On PS2.
The foot race one, yeah, on PS2.
Yeah.
Oh, was it PS1? It was basically an expansion of Rayman 2. Really, it was the minigame disc.
Yeah, that's my favourite Rayman.
It's alright.
When it comes to Rayman, a slight digress here, but obviously when it comes to games like obviously Rayman, there's another game series that's very similar but in the opposite way around. Also, the Tasmanian Tiger. They started off 3D, and then the fourth game of that is now is actually 2D. Whereas obviously the first Rayman was 2D, then to 3D and stuff like that.
Yeah, so but you're forgetting Rayman Origins and Legends, which are 2D, and they don't play the same as the other ones. And Tai, after the first game, which was solely 3D, mostly went 2D with the handhelds, is where number 4 picked off from. So.
Yeah, Rayman is two different sets. Obviously, I know the PlayStation version rather than the Game Boy version, because obviously I have Rayman 2, or I did have at least Rayman 2. I think it was Hoodlum Havoc. That was on PS2.
That was the third one.
That was the third. I was third one, is it? I thought.
Third one's Hoodlum Havoc.
Yeah, third one's Hoodlum Havoc. Yeah. So I had that, and obviously I liked the game and stuff like that. But yeah, I never finished it until sort of recently on the PS2 emulators. But
yeah.
Digress.
Do you know what we need?
I just wanted to mention Tai.
But yeah, like doubling back to the E3 point with Ubisoft, it's likely going to be Assassin's Creed. We're going to get something new. It'll either be a new game again, or they'll be like or they're going to start remastering because there's enough games in the series that they're going to start doing that.
Haven't they not remastered like the second game multiple times, but never the first?
Yeah,
even though the first
they did the Ezio collection, which was 2, 3, and 4, which was 2 Brotherhood and Revelations, not 2, 3, 4, because 3 and 4 are separate games.
Because 4 is Black Flag and
4 is Black Flag and 3 is the I can't remember the name of it. I think it's just called Brotherhood is. Okay, Assassin's Creed is one of my favourite series, and I own all of them bar the PSP games. So you've got Assassin's Creed 1, which is Altair. Assassin's Creed 2...
Oh, you had a PSP?
Yeah, but I didn't buy the PSP games.
Why not?
I just didn't bother. I didn't get around to it.
You're missing parts of the collection.
I know. I have them digitally. It's close enough.
Oh, fair enough then.
2 is Ezio, and then you had Brotherhood, which was also Ezio. Then you had Revelations, sorry, which was the 3rd Ezio game, and the 4th game in the series, but not number 4. Then you had Assassin's Creed 3, which was Connor, who was the American one. The Native American, sorry.
Yeah, not Meryl.
Not Meryl.
Meryl the Assassin.
Then you had 4, which was Black Flag, which was the Kenways.
The pirate one.
Pirate one, which was the one that kind of popularised it again.
That one is Old Viking's favourite.
That's my favourite.
There you go. There you go.
Then you had Unity's in there somewhere. Rogue came out Unity came out on next gen, PS4 and Xbox One. Pardon me. Rogue was released at the exact same time and came out on the PS3 and 360. And
they did like past gen versions.
No, Rogue was a different game completely.
Oh.
And it's a side story essentially to Black Flag, and it's around the same time. And you play a assassin turned Templar called Shay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say.
Yes. And then you've got Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. After that.
Odyssey was the Egyptian one.
No, Origins was the Egyptian one. Odyssey was the Greek one.
I keep getting those mixed.
Odyssey is Greek. Yeah. Origins is Egyptian. You dare speak that out of line. I know. I love my Egyptian culture. You dare.
There's also Syndicate, which I completely forgot because it's a bad game and came after Unity. So Unity was French Revolution. Rogue, as I mentioned, was
First one was during the Crusades.
First one was the first Crusade, if I recall. Yeah, it was Altair.
Yeah.
The second one was was in Italy around the 1400s because it was around Da Vinci's time. Because Da Vinci is explicitly involved.
Yep.
Brotherhood and Revelations are slightly behind after that. 3 is the American Civil War.
Okay then.
You play a Native American. Sorry, I'm trying to be as unracist as I humanly can.
History is riddled with racism. If
you play a Native American who goes by Connor. I can't remember his Native American name, but I think I remember it being really cool. 4 is Black Flag, which is Age of Piracy in the Caribbean, which they use as an excuse to make like a practically custom ocean map, which was great. I mentioned Unity, which was French Rev. And then there was Syndicate, which was Industrial Revolution London. And then Origins was Egypt. Odyssey was Greece. And Valhalla is sort of the Scandinavian and England.
Oh.
Because you come and raid it. You come and raid it. Yeah, it's Norse inspired. You play as a Viking.
Oh, there you go then.
But you come and raid England.
Something Viking
1066?
Viking might be interesting.
No, it's before 1066, I believe. I recall. I might be wrong. I haven't played much Valhalla. It's on my to-do list. I've been playing... it's the Vikings raiding England, which is anywhere from like 600 to 1200 BC. It's a big time period.
So... Yeah, coming back from like going through the whole history of what... Well, actually, it's really good because it actually narrows down... But this is basically E3 prediction time. So this is going to be a very big segment so far. I'm
gonna call it. It's gonna be a new Assassin's Creed, and it's gonna hit the rumors that the next one's Japanese.
I was going to say, what do you think it's going to be themed? Because you've just given the list of the whole series so far.
The rumors are it's going to be Japanese.
So, would that be? I don't know any main event. Oh, with the Huns invading, like War of China sort of thing. Do you think you're in that point?
I don't know. Okay, so in chat, Valhalla takes place around 870 to 880 AD. So that's thank you, Dark Knight 1544. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading that right now.
The middle of
Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes place toward the end of the 9th century. A game-specific time period appears to be around the middle of the Viking Age, between years 870 and 880. This era coincides with the early Middle Ages, also known as the Dark Ages. King Arthur, basically.
Around the same time, yeah. You can collect some part of.
Thank you. That's Dexter, isn't it?
That is indeed Dexter. But
Dexter,
doubling back on the prediction, I'm going to. Is it? It's going to be Japanese, and I think to get as many cool and wacky characters as they can to use, I think it's going to be Sengoku Jidai, which is the Warring Kingdoms period, where the shogunate was broken up into a bunch of different clans trying to vie for shogun and take over Japan. The era of Nobunaga Oda that's if you've played not Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the other one, Nobunaga's Ambition, or Samurai Warriors, you will know the time period.
I was about to say
Samurai Warriors, yeah, that's the prime example I can think of. Total War Shogun, that's the other one. That is the exact time period. That's where I think they're going to go. I think there's just going to be, when it comes to Sands of Time, I think it's going to be, we're still working on this. Here's a nifty trailer. Forget this exists for another year. Please, thank you. Please look forward to it.
I have been. The thing is, Principal Sands of Time is like basically when it came out, it was basically the 3D reboot of the Principal franchise because it was 2D. It had a lot of rotoscope animations for very smooth climbing, and the puzzles were basically based off of that sort of design. They translate that to 3D with a bit of combat and a lot of Arabian-style graphics, of which that style was eventually evolved and used for, going back to it, Assassin's Creed. So, because you can see it within the first game, you can
especially
you can see.
The first game is one of my favorites.
A lot of people didn't like the graphic style. I didn't mind it, although the Prince does look a little bit more not rounder, because that's not right. He's too musclier, but it's not. It doesn't have that style. You know what I mean? It's like
it looks a little bit more generic.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more cemented in reality, which I don't mind, because it is obviously someone else is obviously making the remake. It looked all right to me, but I wouldn't have minded a little bit of that style. Just retained, because I mean his eyes aren't piercing blue, his chin bone is not pointy-ish like that. That actually looks pretty accurate. But you get what I mean. It's like he looks more rounded like my face, not like that. It's hard to describe, but if you put both the covers together, you can see the difference. I don't like the style of that sword, but they also have a pre-order like graphics pack to change it back. That's all right, but that should just be an offer within the game.
Pre-order
downloadable pre-order only.
Pre-ordering is Satan. We don't do that here.
No, I only did it for Spyro because I got so much.
I've just looked it up. They really are doubling down on trying to get you to pre-order here, aren't they?
What have they added?
You get it's called the Back to the Origins set, where you get the classic outfit in the graphics from the original, you get the classic weapon set from the original, and you get a filter which makes the game look like the original.
If I want to play the original, I'll pop in my PS3 version, because that was a remaster, that was upscaled.
Okay, so
the only thing it doesn't include is the original game that you can unlock. That wall isn't blow upable.
Okay,
so I heard that they're restoring that for the remake, so you're going to get the original version.
We are heading to the end of this exciting segment here.
We've been stuck on Ubisoft for so long.
We're going to do a quick recap of the timetable, as it were, or the schedule for this week's events here on the Nerdhead.
Yep.
Wednesday.
Before we do that, we will pick up E3 probably next, so we have more topics to discuss.
Yeah, we'll go over E3 a bit more next week.
Next time. Yeah. More predictions coming your way next edition.
Next for this upcoming week on Wednesday, we have Casual Among Us with as many people from the Nerdhead as we can physically gather in one place. Starting at 8 PM, and on Friday we have Competitive Golf with Friends, run by Scatlink Shaw.
Do you actually want to do that, Sean, or do you want me to take over?
I can do golfing with friends.
We can figure that out as we go closer to the time. Whoever could run it better, I guess.
Yeah.
Last thing before we dip for the evening is top 3 things you want from this E3 if it happens. I'll go first because I said it and I'm an idiot. So the first one is I'd like the new Assassin's Creed announcement. I'd like it to be Japanese. That's one. I'd like some info on Elden Ring, please. I'd like to be reminded that FromSoft remembers it exists. And honestly, I'd like some more info on Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus.
That could be a Nintendo thing.
Mm-hmm. So who wants to do
They
that?
only showed like a
Who wants to do their 3 predictions next? Their 3 wants.
Let's SuperLINKARIO first.
What are these for? Predictions for E3?
Think like
Yeah,
3
predictions
things.
for
3
upcoming
things.
releases.
Like
Of.
yeah, the top 3 things you want from E3.
I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know much about E3.
It's
nothing but gaming announcements.
Yeah,
What
it's
do you want?
pretty much. Yeah, like if there's anything in the gaming world you want announced, like yeah.
I honestly don't know. I can't.
What about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2?
Breath of the Wild, that's Nintendo though. That's Nintendo Direct, isn't it?
Yeah, that's still E3. They're on the page. I mentioned it.
Fair enough. Breath of the Wild 2 then.
I'll say so.
Uh,
Daxter, you
Oh,
gave
God,
me a
Arceus.
heart attack. Is in chat
what?
going, "Are you aware E3's already happened this year?" Like I just googled it. I was like,
What?
It's not.
I'm
It's,
like, no, you're not. You're wrong.
it's in about a week and a half actually.
So that means we'll have our final predictions available for next edition.
well, definitely. I mean, I know you suggested it, and I sort of agreed, but I have actually saying genuinely, I would like to see a Breath of the Wild 2. I don't officially have Breath of the Wild original. I did obviously borrow Scatlink Sean's copy. I did 100% it, all 900 Koroks. Obviously, I did use a map, an interactive map, actually. To be fair, I also did it with the side quests and stuff like that. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, I would like to see. Definitely. I don't know about any other things, but yeah.
Anything else, Nintendo, that you would like to see?
Well, so I suppose I should say, do you know what I really would like to see? I don't know if it will ever happen. Just more games relating to, or at least similar to that of Mario Galaxy, because I love those games.
Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's bring that back, shall we?
Super Luigi's Galaxy Mansion.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
The game.
Luigi's Mansion 4. Come on.
Super Luigi's Mansion Galaxy. Something that's a crossover of the two.
I haven't got any title. I don't own any title of Luigi's Mansion. I would actually like to have Luigi's Mansion. Was it Luigi's Mansion 1 on 3DS, so I can then do it with a friend, obviously in the same room, obviously. Eventually.
They could just port 1 and 2 to the Switch.
Yeah, but that's
So
Nintendo.
all
They
three
won't do
games-
that because they will, but it will be a limited time purchase.
Oh yeah, Super Mario Brothers 35 and 3D All Stars. You better not do that with Zelda.
Don't forget the original Fire Emblem.
Oh.
You Kingdom Hearts to me, boy.
Fair enough.
All right. Thank you all
Other than that,
thank you all for tuning in to this just in. We hope you've had a wonderful time.
Wasn't there a couple of other things that Sean wanted to say about?
Yeah, I didn't get my 3 picks.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We should probably do that. Sean, quickly, 3 picks.
Okay, 3 picks. Prince Persia: Sands of Time. That's obvious because we spent a lot of time on that. I think I said last time Breath of the Wild 2. But, yeah, fair. Rayman 4. Rayman 4. There's not really like a lot of crazy ideas brewing in my brain right now. But
Nightbot has
love a proper ring.
Nightbot has timed out Dexter. Emote spamming.
Oh dear.
Bad.
Bad.
Anyway,
So-
but yeah, those are mostly my three. I don't expect this. Maybe because I think the Zelda anniversary stuff will be its own separate thing. I don't think they'll do that in E3 unless it's going to be just that for E3. So I haven't got any things for that.
Didn't you also say something else that was about an amiibo that we wanted to talk about as well?
Oh yeah, you didn't get to that. You want to pop that in quick?
We can save that for next week because we gotta wrap up.
Yeah, because it'll be closer to release then.
Yeah. So as I said, thank you all for coming, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of This Just In with myself, Kazu, Scatlink Sean over there, and SuperLINKARIO down there.
It was the opposite way, but never mind.
No, I got it right. Hang on.
No,
I
on his stream.
I watched myself do it on my screen, which is what people can see on stream. You're confusing me. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We hope you've had a wonderful time, and we'll catch you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. BST for some casual Among Us. It's time to get sus. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for watching the stream.